All right, guys. So happy Friday to everybody, and welcome to Real Estate Friday. We have put this type of trainings together to help our agents or any agent for that matter to grow their business and to analyze real estate transactions that you guys are going through right now, or strategies or suggestions on strategies that you can use or start implementing into your business. So that's Real Estate Friday for you. So today it's a continuation of what we talked about last Friday on working with for sale by owners. Now, last Friday, one of the idea was to work with for sale by owners that are doing open houses and how you can show up and how you can start promoting yourself and working with them. We call it the low hanging fruit. Today, it's a continuation of that. So I'm going to be talking about on how to create a for sale by owner campaign that actually converts. And I'm going to show you different ways of you can do that in today's training. So as you know, with over 1 million agents in the industry, standing out and getting for sale by owners to list with you is a huge job. So there's a lot of agents going after them, calling them, mailing them, pursuing them to get to list with them. So the campaign that you use makes a huge difference on your success. So I'm gonna show you how you can, stand above the competition and how you can get the listing. And it's more simple than you think. So let's dig right in. And the number one thing that you have to take care of is to make sure of is to stand out with marketing materials. Now, that sounds stupidly simple, but it makes a big impact on your success. So stand out with marketing material. That's number one. So the first thing to remember is to stand out. Don't blend in. And again, that sounds really simple, but when you go after for sale by owners, if everyone else does that one thing, you do the opposite. What do I mean by that? If everybody is sending out letters, okay, mail them a book. If everyone is cold calling them, knock on the door or mail them letters. So whatever you're doing, do something different. Do the opposite. So figure out what's going on in your market or in your area. Or find out what other agents are doing and think, stand out from the rest. Make sure you do the opposite, and then track that progress. Track that, making sure that what you're doing opposite from everybody else is actually working from you. So you want to stand out in your approach, and that's number two. So another way to stand out is through your messaging and voice. However you're wording it out, however you're wording your cold calls, letters, text messages, or mail. So if everyone is going after area for sale by owners with a pushy sales message and sales script, opt for a helpful consultative selling approach. Help them along the way to see where they're stuck. Offer some input and build trust and rapport so it's easy for them to get the listing. It's easy for you to get the listing when they give up and decide to list with an agent. So make sure you understand that part. Stand out in your approach. We've been teaching you this, and we've been talking to you guys about this for quite some time now. How to, instead of just going for the sell, instead of just going for the dollar sign or to get the listing, make sure you're building a relationship. Okay, and that should be your unique approach. When you're going after relationship building and building rapport and building that friendship with the buyer or the seller, in this case the seller if it's a for sale by owner, you're making it a lot easier for them to see you as the expert, and then ultimately ending up listing with you. And number three will be to use multiple campaign steps. So when you lay out your campaign, you want to make sure you use multiple steps and change them up. I'll give you an example. One day, as soon as the for sale by owner comes on the market, my recommendation will be to send them a letter, a postcard, or a book, or drop by whatever you can. On day 4, you could call them, leave a voicemail. If they don't answer, send them an email or even send them a text message. Now, they're absolutely or obviously they do not, and the do not call list and different laws around that. So make sure you're aware of that. So it's up to you to do the research on your area and figure out what makes the most sense for you. But those are the steps that I'm talking about. And that's 1 through 4. On day 5, if depending upon how the call or voicemail or email goes, if you don't reach them, I recommend you mail them again. And after that, wait a few days and call them again. Or if they're doing an open house, go to the open house like we talked about last Friday and introduce yourself. And then if they don't respond to that or they're not home, you can leave something on the door like a handwritten note. We even talked about creating a folder, like a first aid, for sale by owner first aid kit that you can put together. And that's really inexpensive. Probably you only, cover the cost for the folder. Everything else you can print it out and create your own marketing campaign and put it in there. But that's something that you can leave. One thing that I've been doing is I've always had that for sale by owner first aid kit from years ago, back in 2003. And I've always worked with for sale by owner. I find them very easy, simple, easy to build a relationship with them. If they've used me to list a property, great. If they don't, I made a friend. And then they probably can refer me to somebody else. Or I can probably do like an open house for them and at no cost to them in effort to be able to get buyers. So whatever method that you use, make sure you're building that relationship. So you can use letters, you can use marketing templates or any type of information that you hand out to them. I like to use books, and I have a few books that I hand out to them, which are guides pretty much on how to sell a house by yourself and the difference between selling on your own versus using a realtor, getting a house sold. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can use. Definitely the for sale by owner first aid kit helps. And what to include in that for sale by owner first aid kit? Well, it's really simple. You want to show them how the title works and the inspection and appraisal, the basic information that you already know that goes involved in a transaction. You want to put it in there, and ultimately they'll end up, considering it and seeing that there's a lot that goes into a transaction. And although it's a wise for them to go through that just to save a couple of dollars on a commission. Like today, for example, I was in the North Miami office in Broker Nation North Miami office, and I was talking to one of our agents, and he mentioned something really interesting. He started working with this family selling their home. And he even offered them, hey, listen, you should do an appraisal on your property. Now, they listened to him, they did an appraisal on the property. The property came for $348. And he said, wait a minute, there's something wrong here with this appraisal. Let's get a second opinion on that. So they ended up hiring another appraiser when they went out and they were able to sell a house for $370,000 which was the second appraised value. Now, what's the lesson here? Well, these people, they were trying to sell a property, and obviously, this because they were working with the agent. Now he was able to see, furthermore than the simple first that most sellers don't know this, especially if they're selling for sale by owner. So because he was able to put a little bit of his expertise into this, guide them through the right direction, he was able to get them over $20,000 more on the sale of their home. Now that's a win in my book for that. So think about it. Think about all the things that you can come to the table to help out a seller on this instance. So for sale by owners, they do need your help. All right. So number 4, keep in mind that less, it's more. So it's better to solicit fewer leads, do a better job, and have a quality campaign than to just send a bunch of mail all over the place. So the idea is to narrow it down, then do a really good job on a multi-step campaign that uses different steps and different methods. If you go back to what I was talking earlier on the steps to follow, on first day when you first see that first, for feasible for sale by owner comes on the market, send them a letter, send them a postcard or a book, or drop whatever you can. Or do that every day. Or maybe on the first day you do send the letter, and then day number 2 you make the call, and then number 3 you knock on the door, but you have a continuous marketing effort campaign. Number 5 is be in person whenever you can. It takes more time, but open houses, like we were talking last week, On the weekends, they're really good way to meet for sale by owners. We went over how can you can even find this for sale by owners open houses on Zillow, how simple it is, and then you can put the entire area from Miami, see where they're at, and then stop by, do your research, stop by, meet the seller, and who knows. So consider all the leads you're going after on your campaign, pull them up every weekend, and ask yourself, are any of these leads hosting an open house? If they are, then make an effort and stop by. Whether 3 of them are having open houses or 1 of them is, go by their house and introduce yourself. That's all you need to do. Remember, what I'm telling you to do here with For Sale by Owner, there's thousands of real estate agents that they're not doing that. A lot of them are doing the same old school strategy, getting them on the phone, okay, and doing a call. A lot of them are doing that, or sending a postcard. So figure it out what are they doing in your area, what are they doing in your market. Find out what they're doing and do the opposite. And then track your record, track what's working, if they're replying back. And just because you send a letter, don't expect that they're gonna call back right away. Or if you send a postcard, you're gonna get a call right away. It takes time, but make sure you follow up with them. Make sure you send a postcard, you follow up afterwards. Don't just send it and leave it. Follow up with a call, follow up with an email, follow up with a text, follow up with a knocking on the door. But make sure they know you. The point is, introduce yourself. Once they get to know you, they're gonna see how amazing you are and how much you know about the industry and how much you can help them in the process of selling their home. So those are the strategies I want to talk to you guys today. Once again, going over working with For Sale by Owner. And I hope that you guys understand that For Sale by Owners are the low-hanging fruit. You can definitely profit from that. And you can definitely grow your sphere by introducing yourself and getting to know more people, especially listings. On Wednesday, for the Broker Nation agents, we talked about how great we've been doing with our listings. We've been getting listings, but we've been selling a lot of our listings. Now that means that we need to work on getting more listings. So I want everybody to consider that. Okay, find ways that you can get more listings. What's the number one problem we're having today in our market? Buyers are coming to us. All right, you probably pick up the phone and talk to a buyer, and you're gonna find a buyer right away. Hands down, it's easy to find a buyer nowadays. Now getting a listing, that's what we need to go after. Because now you have the buyer, I find myself showing houses to a buyer, and then there's no inventory, right? Inventory is low. We're not being able to find the house that my buyer wants. I'm like, okay, we had to figure out a way to be able to get more listings and probably be the agent, the transaction broker in that specific transaction. So now you're working for both sides. You have a buyer, you have the seller, but because you put the effort, you look for sale by owners, and now you have buyers already looking for that type of property, so that makes it easier. One of what trainings we talked about that. We talked about if, for example, have a few agents that work in the Homestead area. Now you go down to Homestead, you have brand new homes and then you have older homes. But an issue that we're having is there was no inventory for the price point or the type of property that they were looking for. So one thing we started doing is creating campaigns down that area for that specific market and trying to get a for sale by owner or somebody to list the property that we can get that listing, and then we can control the inventory, and now we can match it with one of our buyers. All right, now you're creating a win-win scenario, and guess who's gonna get benefit from that? You are. So think about that. Hey Rob, he's joining us today. I was talking to him earlier. He's the one that was telling me the story about the two appraisals. The first one came really low. The second one, because he was able to guide them in the right direction. They were able to sell for over $20,000 more than the initial price. So that's a great job on that, Rob. I really enjoyed that conversation, and that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. So going back to first of all, just make sure that you take advantage of that. It's a great opportunity right now. All right, and that's my message for you today. If you guys have any other suggestions or idea, I'm more than open to listen to them and see how we can put it into a marketing campaign. You have Steve, Majeski, our marketing director. Again, he's been working one-on-one with a lot of our agents at Broker Nation, and he's open to listen as well to suggestions, ideas, and he can implement what we've been teaching you guys so you can be successful on that. How is that going, Steve?
It's going really well. I've been speaking with a few of you one-on-one, and like Daylon said, we're seeing a lot of low inventory to seller's market, and we're really working hard to help our agents get more listings. So that's what we're focusing on. So this is a great strategy, FSBO. I've been talking to a lot of you about a hyper-local or circle marketing or circle prospecting type strategy is another one. And yet a third strategy is to work your database, you know, hit the phones, send emails, and work your SOI, your sphere of influence, people that you already know that might be looking to sell their home or buyers. But right now we really, I know I'm trying to get our agents to really focus on getting them more listings. It seems like that's really where it's at right now, right? Right, Daylon?
Yeah. Absolutely, man. So good job on that.
So this is a great strategy, the FSBO, and we can make this available as recorded content for anyone that requests it by request only. And I'll also be taking this and breaking it out into some video content that we're going to start putting on our social media channels. But we'd love to hear from you guys, any other strategies that you're doing or what you're seeing as far as trying to get listings. What are sellers telling you?
One thing that I've noticed that sellers, especially those that are selling on their own, for sale by owners, they're very receptive to listening to what you can offer them. I've talked to a few, and when you call them, I've noticed when you call them, imagine that there's a lot of agents calling at the same time, and they get tired. And I'm pretty sure all of you have experienced something like that. Let's say that you have a listing, and the minute that listing expired, or you take it off the market because the seller asks you, hey, take it off the market for now, it's not moving, whatever the scenario might be. The minute that listing expired or comes off the market, at least the sellers that I have talked to, they tell me, my phone is blowing up with realtors calling me. What's going on? No, well, what's going on is there's a lot of agents out there waiting to get the expired listings. They're waiting to see what comes off the market so they can be the next listing agent. But how many, and then I ask them, how many letters have you received? How many postcards? Have you got any book? Have you got any, have you ever heard of For Sale by Owner First Aid Kit? They have no idea. Why? Because it's easier to pick up the phone and give them a call than go the extra mile. You know, and sending a postcard or sending them or sending something else. And again, if everybody else is calling, make sure you do something else. And then follow up with a phone call, follow up with a visit, on a door knock, or just, you know, show up to an open house. Offer them something that they haven't received from anybody else. Have any of you have ever heard somebody, or an agent in this case, going up to a for sale by owner? Okay, forget about getting the listing, but offering them, I'll help you with an open house so I can help you sell your house faster. My interest is to get buyers interested in your property. I'll do it. You don't have to spend a dime on marketing, on putting to do stuff for the open houses, to reach out to anybody. You can sell it on your own. My job is to get buyers. Now you're probably thinking, how am I going to make money on this? Well, simple. You're offering a service which seems absolutely free for the seller, but at the same time, now you're getting a bunch of people calling you over this property, because you're gonna put the sign on the front that says for sale by owner, and then you can probably put your phone number, or you can put a sign that says for sale by owner, and then the company name. Now it looks at for sale by owner, but a legit sign. And then guess who's they're gonna be calling? They're gonna be calling you. And now you can give information about a property that's being sold by for sale by owner, but you're working with buyers. That's low-hanging fruit, guys. And that's thinking outside the box. I mean, those are things that you can do. And I started doing this back in 2002, 2003, and I was a loan officer back then. And one of the strategies that they taught us was, okay, go out there, go after for sale by owners, Okay, offer them the marketing, offer them the services, offer them everything. I cannot sell a house. I cannot show the house, but I'm offering all the services to the seller and look for or in search of approved buyers. So now I'm hosting for sale by owners for the seller. I'm sitting there with my little laptop, and then everybody that comes in, I'm qualifying them. Whether they buy this house, great. If they don't buy the house, then I have a buyer. If the buyer doesn't buy a house but buy another, now he's my client, and then I'm gonna approve their loan. That was the strategy back then. Now imagine now you as a licensed real estate agent offering something similar, or partnering up with a loan officer in this case. Now you have a team in place that can offer a unique service to a for sale by owner, a seller, that he's not gonna get from anybody else. And then now you have a potential seller that can list and sell with you, and then you have buyers. Now you're connecting the dots from that point on. If you get one of those buyers who want to buy one of that house in particular, great. You're just creating a win scenario there. But if not, they're gonna buy something else, and guess who they got approved with? Your lender. And guess who's the realtor? You. So this is our strategies, like thinking outside the box. It does require a little bit of work. It does require a little bit of be creative, and use your thinking ability. But you can do this. Everyone can do that. Again, myself, I use books. I like to send out a book. I know they're not gonna get a book from anybody else, at least in my area. So when they get a book from me, they got my picture, they have my information. Whether they read it or not, it's fine. If they read it, they're gonna get a lot of valuable information. If they don't, when I follow up with a call, oh yeah, you're the guy with a book. Now there's something in common. Now we can talk. So just find a way that works for you. For sale by owners, once again, they're great. You can definitely dominate your market if you start implementing this type of strategy in your business. Again,
Daylon, so, most probably know this, but for those that may not, what's your tips on the best place to find FSBOs, to find for sale by owners in the first place?
Well, you have for sale by owner website, you have Facebook Marketplace, you have Craigslist, and you have Zillow. And Zillow, you can find for sale by owner properties, and you can also see when they're doing open houses. So those are the three ways that I've used the most. And also when I'm driving by neighborhoods. If you start farming an area, it's good that you get acquainted with that area. You know the streets, know the type of houses. It's part of your education as well, especially if you're a brand new agent. I would recommend, if you're in the Doral area, you gotta know what's in the area, the restaurants, the schools, the neighborhoods. What neighborhood doesn't pay association? What neighborhoods, they do pay association. In the office, in the Doral office, right behind our office, that entire neighborhood there, they don't pay association. And that's one of the very few neighborhoods in Doral that they don't pay association. Everybody else does. So that's actually attractive for a lot of buyers. They want to live in a specific area, but they don't want to have to pay association. Now, you can present something like that. Or golf courses. If you have any buyers that's interested in playing golf, but they don't want to pay, every time to go out, but they want to live in a neighborhood that does have a golf course, then you can, advertise stuff like that. But again, the idea is get acquainted with the area, drive by. Once you start driving by, you're gonna see for sale by owner signs. Make sure you get their address, phone number, do your research if you're not familiar with the area yet, and send them your market information. Put it together, send it out, follow up with a call. Next time you're in the area, knock, introduce yourself, and that's the idea. So you have Facebook, Craigslist, Zillow, for sale by owner sites, and drive-by. Those are the 5 ways that I've been able to find for sale by owners. And I encourage everyone to do the same. Okay? Do I have any questions? Do you guys have any questions?
Could I just throw something in there?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, my name's Bettina. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, actually, Broward County.
Hey, Bettina.
but you were talking about doing things that nobody else is doing. And one thing that nobody is doing right now is actually sending a recorded video listing presentation to sellers. And it's so simple to do. We all have Zoom accounts. Go on there, do a Zoom, share your screen, record your screen, and do an entire listing presentation. You can put in the stuff you want to put in. You can have yourself on camera, off camera, whatever works. I'm starting to do this now, and I'm also making a separate YouTube page with all kinds of different videos, 1 to 3 minutes long, about all the different things that a for sale by owner could encounter, positioning myself as the expert. Nobody is doing this. And I think this is going to be really great, especially the Zoom presentation. You email it to somebody and you attach all the paperwork that you want them to see. They've had an opportunity to see you, to get to know you, to see what your personality is like, to trust you. And I'm hoping this is going to be like streamline, get the listing.
That's actually a great idea. We had a training on that at the beginning, and back in March, April, at the beginning of this, how good is to use this technology, the Zoom, because now you can do it from the comfort of your home. You can do listing presentations, buyer's presentation, showing them the data off your computer screen. It's awesome. So good job on that. That's very good.
We're going to keep working on it. Thank you.
Very
This is a
good,
great
very
class.
good.
Thank you.
Excellent strategy, though. Thank you for sharing that.
Pleasure.
Anybody else have any questions? You good? All right, feel free to reach out to us. If you have a strategy that you want to implement, or a script, if you want to talk to for sale by owners and you would like to have kind of like some guidance or a script, we'll be more than happy to help you out with that. So feel free to give us a call. If for those that don't know me, my name is Dailan Rubido. I'm the real estate broker for Broker Nation Real Estate Doral. We do have 2 offices, one in North Miami, which is our headquarters. We have an office in Doral, and we have a satellite office in Coral Spring. So we have 3 locations. You can work out of any of them. We are open right now, usually by appointment only, but if you need to office space, just let us know, and you feel free to come right in and use any of the office spaces. All of these trainings are being recorded. The reason why is we want you guys to take advantage of it. So if you want any of our previous recording training, or recorded trainings rather, feel free to reach out to Steve. He's our marketing director. He's on the phone right now, but Steve, he can help you implementing a lot of this marketings into your routine. So I'm gonna type out his email address, my phone number, my email address. So feel free to reach out to us at any moment, and we'll be more than happy to help you and guide you with that. Let me take a second and go ahead and do that. In the meantime, if you think of any questions you would like to ask, please feel free to unmute yourself and do so.
Hi guys, it's Teresa with Lex Untitled. How are you?
Hey, Teresa, how are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to get ready for my next appointment, but I just want to make sure, like everybody, I've been doing marketing for about 20 years. And like I said, I work for a title company, and with COVID being the way it is, you have to kind of think outside of the box, like you are, telling everybody to do today, which is amazing, because that's really what we have to do. A lot of open houses, I've actually gone to them in the past few weeks, and actually show up to an open house and it doesn't even exist because people are just scared with the numbers. So you got to think outside the box. I've been using a tool called Bonbon, which you do have to pay for the service, but the great thing about that, you make it very personal. It goes into YouTube. It breaks down into YouTube. You send it to them either through a text or through an email. And the great thing, when they open it up, and it also reminds you, hey, you haven't sent Johnny a new bonbon. And it kind of just keeps you in check, which I think it's great being, a realtor a banker, even what I do. It's a great tool for everybody. I have been so blessed that the response when I use a bonbon is on fleek. You know, see if your company pays for it, because I know the more that does it in your office, the cheaper it is. So that's a great tool. Like I always tell people, you know, you have to think out of the box, and it, like I said, it goes right into YouTube strategies. So it's a great tool for everybody to learn that one.
That's actually that's a great. What's her name again?
It's called Bonbon, BOM. I can get you the head of marketing. I actually met her last year in Orlando. She's phenomenal. Oh my God, and she teaches you, like, you know, you get a smart board, like a little tiny smart board. Yeah. You write like, "Hi, Mike, it's Teresa from Lex Untitled." The great thing is that they know it's not a generic YouTube. You're not sending the exact same thing to everyone. You are directly sending it to that person. And again, it goes right into YouTube. It's sent to them. The bonbon will tell you, "Hey, Mike opened it up." And then it will remind you, "Hey, you haven't sent Mike in about a week." They actually will remind you that you need to send every person a different new message. And I get better rapport with that than anything else, because emails are dead. I'm sorry, I can't stand emails. I get way too much crap. And text message, you know, we've been on so much Zoom, so it's been better to send it in through a text. I send it through text because it's just easier than trying to send it through an email. So it gives you that opportunity to really focus on your client or potential client or potential home buyer, whichever it is.
That is great. I'm definitely gonna look into it. I put my information in the chat. If you can email me the contact info or text it to me, whichever is easier.
Okay.
I'll definitely look into it. That sounds very, very interesting.
I see where it's Steve at Broker Nation. Gotcha.
Yeah, send it to Steve. My name is Dailan. I put it on.
I got that too. Sorry. Yeah. I got that. I'm a little slow today. Today's Friday.
But thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, it's a great tool. You'd be silly not to get it. I don't even know why I use that word silly, but it's such an easy tool. It's, you know, I'll reach out to her. I'll send her your information, and she can do a demo for you guys. My boss went bananas when I told him that we were going to get it. He uses it on a daily, and he's, you know, because he's a real estate law firm. So he loves it. It's a great tool. It's worth every penny of it.
Very good. Thank you so much for that.
I'm back. Sorry.
Can I just throw something in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
BombBomb is an awesome tool, and there's another one called dubb.com. And they, you know, they have analytics, all kinds of stuff like that. But for people who want to have the same thing and send a video text, you can just do a regular text, and instead of typing in text, make a video in your text. That's free.
Yep.
Yeah. It works.
Yeah.
Love it.
Very good. Well, as you know, Steve is our marketing director, so we're gonna look into it. We had Teresa; she was talking about Bonbon for making videos and YouTube and stuff like that. And Dubb, right? Tina, you said Dubb, D-U-B-B?
Yeah, Dubb, dubb.com. And the one that started all of this was BombBomb, B-O-M-B, BombBomb.
Okay. So those are very good. We'll look into it. We do have a system that, you know, that will help us to optimize or the marketing campaigns that we're doing. I mean, anything that we can use to be proactive and productive, definitely we should implement in our strategies, because the fastest we go, the better it is.
Totally, I agree. I mean, even though we're still all about relationships and belly-to-belly contact, all these fabulous technological tools that allow us to make the initial contact, I mean, it's just incredible. It really is. Yeah.
You see, a lot of people, the reason why we talk about, you know, getting listings and for sale by owner, because it's so simple to get. But then once you implement all these tools, all the strategies, I mean, far from going to obscurity, you know, and hiding while the world is in chaos right now. You know, you wanna make sure that you're out there, you're exposing yourself, you're reaching to as many people as you can, and then you focus on creating those relationships. But if they don't know you, what's the saying? How's the saying go? If they don't know you, they won't flow you. So make sure make sure they know you. Make sure you're known in your area. You know that they know who you are. When they talk about, okay, who's Bettina? Okay, yeah, I know who she is. You know, she's sending me videos. She's doing this. She's doing that, and she's following up with me. So that's what you want. You want to be known, and whichever way you implement your strategy, obviously you want to implement some of the tools because it will help you uh, in that process a lot faster. So I congratulate you for that. Good job, and I encourage everyone to you know to implement in your business the tools, the strategy, and most important, just do it. If you don't know where to start, what tools to use, that comes second. Just start, just do it. Okay, and make sure you're fully vested into this business. This business, it's a great business. Okay, it gives you a lot of liberty. It gives you a lot of creativity, especially now. And if you're like, well, I'm not creative, I don't know anything about marketing, you know, don't even worry about it. Okay, there's a lot of guidance. There's trainings like this. We have trainings, and we're gonna start having those trainings pretty soon, every Tuesdays and Thursdays, especially on the marketing side. Steve is the one doing this trainings every Tuesdays and Thursday, and he does trainings on how to do the marketing, how to use a CRM, how to implement that with your social media platforms, and how to be proactive in the marketing world. Right, Steve?
Yeah, and I agree with what you said too. One thing I love about this business is there is so many different ways to do it. If you're a creative person like I am, I love when I first came to this business, I was surprised how much opportunity there is to be creative. You know, who would have thought in real estate with creating content, things like that. But if you're a numbers person, if you're better with calls or belly to belly, there's strategies for that. But I agree with what you said, Daylon. You got to have a plan, have a strategy, and then just execute. You got to put yourself out there. You got to get out there. And if any of you are having trouble coming up with a strategy or a plan, then I have been making this offer to call me, and I'll be happy to hash it out with you. And let's come up with a plan, a strategy for you, a marketing and sales plan for the next 6 months to really attack what's out there and get some business, keep business going, and grow your business. One more point I wanted to make, Daylon, is I just had to drop off there because I got a call from another experienced real estate agent, Miami realtor, and she was asking if we are hiring at Broker Nation, and the answer is yes. Through this, our offices are open with some caveats, of course. Best to make appointments because we're trying to be safe. But we are open for business. Our offices are open. You see Daylon in the office, and we are hiring experienced Miami real estate agents and interviewing right now. So if you are interested in joining Broker Nation, make sure you reach out to any one of us, myself or Daylon, or check us out at joinbrokernationre.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. Let me type that out here.
This agent that I was speaking to was asking about this exact thing, about how it's the digital age now, and everything, especially got COVID is a big driver now for digital marketing, and it's forcing a lot of us to go online whether we want to or not. And we've been talking about this now for a few years, so we feel like our agents are really well positioned right now. And if you are not with Broker Nation and you are interested in being more digital, give us a call. Let's talk.
Yeah, definitely. And again, we have these trainings. A lot of you know this. Our trainings are completely free. We really want you guys to take advantage of the time we're in. They're definitely we're definitely living unprecedented times. Okay, things are crazy. We don't know what's gonna hit us next for the remaining of this year. But one thing we know is, and one thing we're telling all the agents: control what you can control. Okay, control what you can control. If you really think about it, that goes a long way. Okay, you can control your business. You can control how much business you want to get, how well you want to get, be known in the market, how much you want to use the tools. I mean, you have control over a lot of things right now. So it's up to you to take advantage of that. It's up to you to lead on that. Join us for our next meetings on Mondays. We have, if you go to brokernation.events, that's our site where we have all the events that we have. We post all the events that we have coming up in that website. So for you to feel free to register for that, or at least know when's our next training gonna be. So Monday we have Mindset Monday. We started having this again because now more than ever we need to be in the right mindset to continue moving forward. So we start on Monday. We start our week with a positive message, something to think about, something to do, and how are we handling our stress situation, how are we handling our mindset. So make sure you join us on Monday. It's a quick meeting. We don't take a lot of your time on that. We just want to put out there a positive message for you to start your week strong and your day positive. Mondays and Thursdays, we have training with Steve, our marketing director at Broker Nation, and he's talking about strategies and stuff that you can implement and how to grow on your marketing side of the business. Wednesdays, we have our Broker Nation weekly meetings with our Broker Nation agents, and Friday, it's a training like this one for Real Estate Friday. And sometimes we do have guest speakers, we have vendors coming in and providing some of their services or giving a training on a specific topic like title or appraisals, or we have inventory on brand new construction, so you get to know the possibilities of working with brand new constructions and why that's good to do it right now. So we have different type of topics. So make sure you stay tuned with us on those trainings coming up. Again, you can go to brokernation.events for that and register, and feel free to invite other agents. Again, these are completely free. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, and we'll be more than happy to help you and guide you or give you any suggestions or tips or anything related to your business right now that we can help you with. So again, guys, that's it for me for today. Super excited that you guys joined us today on a Friday. I know sometimes Friday is tough. A lot of things happen on a Friday, and then you have the weekend, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going crazy. But you took the time to be here with us today, and that means a lot to me. So thank you so much for that. So have an amazing Friday. Have a lovely weekend. Please stay safe and stay healthy. And I hope to see you guys next week on Monday. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dylan. Great.
Bye, everybody. Everybody say bye. I unmuted everyone.
Bye,
guys. See you on Monday. Tell your real estate peers and colleagues and friends. Join us on Monday.
All right, guys. See you on Monday.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.